Yes, there are cons to working from life. Hello artist friends, I'm here to talk with you today about using photos as references for your drawings or paintings. And answering the questions, is that okay? Can I learn from photos? Is this going to hold me back? What I imagine is that if you're watching this video, probably you want to make your art better, and possibly you aren't in a position where you can run off to an atelier to study, or maybe you're not in a position to go to a college where you can learn these specific skills that you want to learn. I was in this very same position at one point, which is why I want to share my perspective about using photography as a tool to improve your work and get better and make drawings and paintings. My purpose here is to give you some reassurance if you feel like you have some limitations in your ability to educate yourself because maybe you don't have the opportunity to work from life as much as you would want, or maybe even at all. And I want to help give you some information about how you can best utilize what you do have available to you in order to move your work forward. What I'd like to do today is discuss some of my thoughts on this subject and then follow this up with another 2 or 3 videos where I talk about the pros and cons of using photographs, the pros and cons of working from life, because yes, there are cons to working from life other than just it being expensive and paying a model or something, and also how I believe that you can best utilize both working from photos and working from life. I'll be recording these videos in the next week or 2, so leave a comment below if there's something in particular you would like me to speak to or answer.
Story time!
When I was first learning, one of the people who kind of mentored me online said to me, if you can't work from life, just don't bother. He seriously told me it would be better for me to do nothing at all and not draw and not paint rather than to use a photo reference. I didn't listen to him because at the time it was really difficult for me to regularly study from life. Maybe if I had been super dedicated, I would have always just set up flowers or fruits or something like that to paint from life, but I was just dying to paint people. That's really where my focus was. I wanted to draw and paint people, and if you look at my paintings, my earliest paintings, you're going to see that typically there's a person and then nothing. There's nothing in the background. It's just like a color or a gradient. There's no furniture, there's no clothing, there's no anything, because I really just wanted to focus on people. Now, of course, I've started including more, but at the time, what that meant to me was that I couldn't even try and do what I loved. I was in a situation where I was painting in the evenings after my son went to sleep. So usually from 8 p.m. to midnight, that was my dedicated painting and drawing time. And that is when I really did most of my studying. And I couldn't just leave him in the evening to go find a figure drawing session somewhere. And I had a shortage of people wanting to sit still and be quiet from 8 p.m. to midnight for me. And I didn't have money to pay a model to come in and do that either. So really, if I was going to adhere to that, I would have to just not have worked and maybe wait until my son grew up, or wait until he was old enough to be left home alone, or wait until whatever. But I don't believe in waiting. I want to get to it right now. So what I ended up doing is I worked from photos. I took photos of friends and photos of models. Maybe I could, afford to hire somebody for an hour and get some photos. So I worked from these photographs, but I did really pay a lot of attention to what people were saying about working from life and about what the benefits of working from life are and how to practice working from life. So I took ideas that were meant from working from life, like sight size, and I used them to the best of my ability from photographs. I also did occasionally paint fruit and stuff like that from life. I did some self-portraits from a mirror. I did, in any way that I could, try and incorporate studying from life and the ideas behind studying from life into my work, even though everything was pretty much based on photographs for the most part. Probably 85 to 90% of my work was done from photographs as opposed to life, and then the rest was when I managed to get out to a sketch group, or I set up a still life and painted it from life or something like that. But I guess the moral of this story is just do what you can. Would I be a different painter if I had had the opportunity to work from life all the time? Yeah, probably. We can argue about whether that would mean I would be a better painter or not, but definitely I would be a different painter if I had studied for years in a different way. But I didn't have that opportunity available to me, so I did what I could. Am I the best artist that's ever lived? Am I satisfied with where I am? No, I'm not. I'm not satisfied with where I am, but I think anybody worth their salt is not satisfied with where they are. But the truth is, I am somewhere. I've made paintings, I've made a bunch of paintings, I've exhibited them, I'm teaching, I'm helping a lot of people to improve their work, and I'm able to make a living as an artist. So even though I haven't reached all my goals, I'm not perfectly happy with where I am, and I know that working from photos has had an impact on my work. What's the alternative if I would not have done anything? So that's my advice to you. Do what you can and do it to the best of your ability. I would much rather you work 5 nights a week from a photograph than to work twice a month from life. Often we're in a situation that we really only have the opportunity to attend a life drawing event or a painting event, maybe once a month or twice a month, and that's not really nearly enough repetition. So I'd like to share with you how you can practice from photos so that you can move more seamlessly into working from life, and then how you can use what you observe from life to influence what you're doing from photographs. And then this way you create a cycle of improving regardless of if you're working from photos or from life, and then you can just get better and you'll be happier and all that. If you're somebody who's wanting to improve your work from home and you don't have the ability to attend a school full-time, I hope that you found this encouraging. Please let me know if you have any questions that I can answer for you about working from photos versus working from life, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.